everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have been gone forever, like probably a month or so. So I'm sorry about that. I promise I'm not going to be gone again for any long length of time. I had an issue getting my camera to, or my computer to acknowledge my camera, so I could not figure out what the problem is, but I couldn't film anything or get anything uploaded or anything like that. I did everything you can imagine. I went into a computer shop or a camera shop and had them, they couldn't figure out what was wrong. Anyways, I still don't even know what was wrong, but I managed to be able to get it to connect today, so I jumped on it. I've missed filming so much. I've been getting a lot of cool products lately that I wanted to do reviews on, and swatches and all that kind of stuff. So let's get into today. So today I'm going to do a review on the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. If you are a makeup junkie, then you know all about the Urban Decay Naked palettes. This would be the fifth one. There's the original Naked palette, there's the Naked 2, the 3, the Smoky, and then this is the next one in the line. This is my third one that I own. I also own the original Naked palette, and it's quite well used. If you can see, this was my first high-end palette that I ever bought, and I still go back to this years later and kind of dig into it sometimes. It's an awesome palette. And then I also ended up getting the Naked 3 when it came out. So the Naked 3 was basically like a rose gold palette. And while I loved the idea of it, I actually don't like this palette. I find the shades just really blah. A lot of them are just not very pigmented, or they're really dusty. A couple of this shimmery shades. I really did not love this palette. I actually really should have returned it, but I just never ended up returning it. I don't get a whole lot of use out of this, I will say. So I wasn't interested in the Naked 2 because it was pretty cool toned, and I tend to stick with warmer tones most of the time. The Naked Smoky really didn't do much for me because I have a ton of palettes that I can get smoky looks out of. But then when I saw this one was coming out, I love warm tone shadows. They look the best on my kind of olivey yellow undertoned skin. So I was so excited for this. First off, the packaging is beautiful. I love the Naked palettes because they're so small and compact. There's no wasted room in the palette. And then the front of it is just really cool. I think they did an amazing job on the packaging. You also get a mirror in this. You get a double-sided brush, which I actually haven't even taken out of here yet. Let's take a look at it. I do know that I use quite a few of the brushes that I get with the palettes there. So you get this end, which I actually probably won't use this a whole ton. It's kind of like a blending brush, but to me it's not really fluffy enough to use as a transition shade. I might get some use out of this, but I'll definitely get use out of this side. This is kind of like a flat shader brush. So they do put in good quality brushes to their palettes, which I can appreciate, because I hate when you get just a shit brush that you just throw out and it's just kind of a waste. So first of all, take a look at these shades. They're beautiful. Super warm tone palette, obviously. Like all the other Naked palettes, this is going to run you $66 Canadian, which I think is, I looked it up, $54 American. So they are a pricey palette. You get 12 shades in here. But I just think they're worth it. Depending on the Naked palette, obviously. The third one I did not like. This one I really think is worth the money. I know, because these are the kind of shadows that I love to use. I will get a ton of use out of this palette. So for me, it was a definite win. So you do get 12 shadows in here. Most of them are mattes, but you do get Ounce here. And I'll do swatches, obviously. Ounce is kind of a shimmery shade. These ones here are mattes. You get Lumber and Dirty Talk and Scorched and Ember are all shimmery shades. The rest are mattes. So you get a really nice mix of mattes, shimmers. You get the white shade over on this side, so you have a brow bone or inner corner highlight. You've got a deeper shade down here with this plummy shade that is really good for darkening up that outer V. Plus you've got tons of transition shades in here, tons of options for lid shades. So that's the thing that I love about Naked palettes, is they're always so well designed. It's really an all-in-one palette when you buy one of these. These are the kind of palettes that I love to travel with, because you really can get quite a few looks out of this one palette and not have to dip into anything else. So size wise, these are not the biggest eyeshadow pans that you'll ever get. You basically get 0.05 ounces per shade, so times 12 in this palette. So it's not the most that you're ever gonna get, but it's still a decent amount. I used to use my Naked one all the time, and I only hit pan on I think 3 of the shades in the palette, so they do last you quite a long time, and they're very, very pigmented, which means that you're not having to dig your brush in again and again and again to get more pigment to build it up. So then again, you're using less product. So what do I think about this palette? I think it's pretty obvious. I absolutely love it. I have to say, I love this palette. These shades work so well. I'm wearing the palette on my eyes today with a one of these Stila Magnificent Metals glitter shadows kind of for my lid. I will say, this is not the most unique palette that's ever come out. There are lots of warm tone palettes out there. This is definitely not my only one, but it is a really well done warm tone palette. I would say if you're kind of newer into makeup and you're looking for a warm tone palette, this would be a great one to try, because the colors are set up really well here. You've got everything that you need. The shades are really pigmented, but like the Urban Decay quality that you get in their shadows, they're easy to blend, they're pigmented, they don't wear away or fade like some of the other like Morphe shadows. I feel like I'll put them on, they look great at first, but within a couple hours I'm finding that they're fading. These shadows are just really solid. And I will say I love every one of the shades in here. If I had to pick kind of another con about this palette, it would be that I feel like these two shades here, so this one is He Devil and this one is Cayenne, I feel like they're a bit too similar. When I put them on my eye, I find that they kind of blend in. I mean, when you look at them here, they are a little bit, this one's a little bit more red, this one's a little bit lighter. But on the eyelid, they essentially do look almost the exact same. So I do wish they had made a little bit more of a pronounced difference between those two shades. I mean, maybe, I guess, too, like Lumber, Dirty Talk, and Scorched are kind of your main lid shades. They are pretty similar. Maybe, again, they could have made a bit more of a pronounced difference between the 3 of them. But this one does have kind of like a gold shimmer to it, whereas these two, this one's a bit darker, this one's a bit lighter, but overall I just think this palette is awesome. I wasn't sure if I was going to like any more of these Naked palettes after I was really disappointed with the Naked 3, and the Naked Smoky just didn't really interest me, but I think this is a great palette. I highly recommend it. And let's get to the swatches next. Alright, so let's go through the swatches that I did. So the first one is Ounce, Chaser, Sauced, Low Glow, Lumber, He Devil, ooh, let's go way up here, Dirty Talk, Scorched. So you can see how beautiful these shimmery shades are. And then we flip over to this side, and this is Cayenne, this is On Fuego, this is Ashes, and then Ember, which is like a really beautiful, it's kind of like a dark blue black shadow with like beautiful reddish orange glitter in it. It's super unique. So there are the shades. So that is it for my review on the Urban Decay Naked Smoky Palette. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I will be back soon with another video. Bye!